Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Bones. I'm gonna do a review today on some new monitors I got a couple months back. They're very popular monitors. Everybody knows of them audio. They know them of interfaces, keyboards, everything like that. But their studio monitors, man, are a whole other deal. So I'm gonna go over some stuff about them and give you guys my opinion on them. So, okay, guys. So M-Audio BX8s. Now these are, I believe I paid $400 for both of them. I might have even paid $300, I think $350 or something like that. I got them through musiciansfriend.com. They had some cool deals going on, and I was actually gonna buy, I think I was gonna go with the Yamahas, but yeah, these things, they were on a killer deal, so I couldn't turn them down. And plus, I was looking to downsize my studio, so I had some KRKs. They were the 10-inch three-way studio monitors, so those were kind of a little too big for a home studio setup. I'm not doing the professional studio no more, recording people for hourly wages and nothing. I'm just doing it for myself here at my house. So I got a small room. I didn't want to get too large of studio monitors, so I went with the BX8s. Now, I'll just go ahead and say it right away. They are better than my KRK 10 three-ways. They beat the KRK 8s. Yamaha, I've heard some Yamahas before. I can't really compare too much to Yamahas. I never owned a pair. I've owned Mackie, the MK2 series studio monitors. These beat that by a mile. I also demoed the I think the BX5s of the same style monitor as these. Those ones compared to the KRK 6s and the Mackie. The Mackie 5, I think they're MR5s or something like that. Now, why I say these beat the KRKs? Well, for one, my KRKs sounded so bassy and they had so much low ends that were at a certain frequency. Okay, so when I would mix down and master some tracks, I would listen to it in a car or in a surround sound system at home, and it would be missing the kicks. It would be missing the 808s. The 808s and the bass were never there. And it's because those speakers, I had the 10 three-way, so keep in mind it was a 10-inch subwoofer at the bottom. They were kicking out so much bass that in the mix it was too much, so I would take it down, and then it was artificially putting the bass there. In other words, it was never there. It was just boosting it so much that when you hear them at first impression, you're like, man, these things knock. But that was a downside for those speakers big time for me, because I would listen to somebody else's studio and I'd have no bass, I'd have no kick, you know, it'd sound real empty. So with these, I've noticed that is a vast improvement with my mixes, that when I listen to these, I listen to all my mixes now and they sound a lot better. They sound like there's kicks there. The low ends are definitely standing out way more than they were before. So that's a definite plus for me on these things. Now, one negative I would say about these speakers is that when you turn them, when you're really mixing loud, the high ends get very, very, very enhanced. So in other words, if you're mixing and you're in a bigger room and you got, you know, a lot of your friends in there and you guys are turning it up loud and you're mixing that way, you're gonna notice that your final mix, it's gonna be a little too warm because the highs were so boosted when you turned the volume up that you took them away in the mix. So I mean, if that helps you in any way, if you're in a small room and you just want some speakers that are true, that are actually going to have that low punch end that's accurate, these are definitely for you. Because the room I'm in right now is it's a fairly small room. I mean, it's not big. It's a typical office in a home. So I needed some speakers that were true, that I can mix at a lower volume rather than blasting them, you know, like most studios do when they engineer and stuff. So that's cool for me, for my situation. It's perfect, and I know a lot of you guys watch and have a home studio. If you guys want some affordable studio monitors, these are some to look into, and they don't really lose their value too much on them. If you buy them and you don't like them, you can put them up on eBay and sell them on Craigslist or whatever. You still can get some money back for them. So especially if you keep them in a non-smoking house, and you know, you make sure they're nice, they're not scratched or nothing like that, and you take care of them, they're not gonna lose the value too much. My KRKs, however, they sold, I lost value. I bought those things brand new, the KRK 10 three-ways. I spent $1,500 on them. Now I bought them thinking, okay, I'm spending a lot of money. These are KRK's top end studio monitors. I'm gonna get quality. Now when I bought them, that's what I thought, and then I started listening to my mixes on other people's, you know, studio monitors in professional environments, and my mixes sounded whack. So when I put them up online to sell them, I sold them for $650. So that is more than a 50% cut in a time period of, I think it was a year and a half I had them. So they were out for a year and a half on the market. I lost 60% of my money spent on them. The time I had them was cool and all, because they're big and people walk in the studio, they're huge. That's, man, now I'm over that. Now I understand, okay, quality is not always the size. So keep that in mind when you're shopping for studio monitors. If you're in a small room and you know you're in a tight space, you're at home, whatever, you don't need a subwoofer, you don't need a huge KRK sub and some, you know, 8-inch monitors like these. You know, you can even go with the 5s. The BX5s are perfect. So these ones, BX8s, definitely grab them if you guys are looking for some studio monitors. I mean, I don't know what else to say about them other than if I would rate them out of a 10, I'd give them an 8. I'd give them 8.5. The reason being 8.5 is only because the highs, when I turn it up loud, it gets ear piercing. Man, I mean, they get so harsh and I get ear fatigue in 5 minutes if I put them up loud. But if I keep them down, you know, just at a nice volume to where I can hear everything in the mix and the bass is there and whatnot, my ear fatigue is I mean, I can go all day mixing pretty much. So definitely look into these things. M Audio really takes pride in these studio monitors, and I see why. So look into them, go to your Guitar Center, check them out, you know, sample them, whatever the hell you have to do, and trust me, you'll be sold on these things once you hear them, right? Definitely subscribe, stay updated with my channel, man. I'm going to be dropping some more videos about acoustic foam, I'm going to be dropping some videos about vocal boosts, about microphones, about M Audio interfaces and other interfaces, so, you know, definitely a lot of stuff to come, alright? Thanks.
www.88beats.com. Beats, graphics, studio design. We do it all, baby.